Well, hey everybody, John Ritlin here, and here are 20 WrestleMania matches where the wrong person won. And these are just my opinions. I recognize pretty much fully with a majority of this list why the people who won, won, won the matches. I get it, storyline purposes and all that. But some of them were really fucking stupid. Like a few of these, especially once I get to the top 10, to me, were monumentally stupid. I'm going to give my reasons why. You're also going to get a few angry rants in here, probably short ones, but still, you guys seem to love when I get angry. So leave your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say, and let me know if there's any I forgot about. I'm not going to say I'm going to do a round two, but I may revisit this at some point. I may revisit this sometime next year because there may be some matches at WrestleMania 35 that don't go all that great. But let's get right into it with number 20, Styles versus Nakamura at Mania 34. Neither of the two Rumble winners from last year won at WrestleMania. Think about that. Not every Royal Rumble winner is going to win. I mean, from the time they started making the title shot official, you win the Rumble, you get a title shot for 93 up until now. I get it. You're going to have some losses, and you're going to have it where, okay, somebody's a Royal Rumble winner and they don't get the victory. But the fact that neither Rumble winner got a victory, won a title at all, was pretty stupid. And to me, Styles could have lost here, and I don't think it would have affected him at all. I mean, really, Nakamura really needed this win. Yeah, sure, he turned heel, low-blowed AJ, and AJ still hasn't worn a goddamn cup. Because I guess he's just not a smart person. Well, he thinks the earth is flat, so there you go. But still, why in the world would Nakamura not win here? I mean, when you could have give him a run till SummerSlam. He already jobbed to Jinder fucking Mahal, the worst WWE champion of all time, back the year before. So give Nakamura this title run. Even if it wouldn't have ended up ultimately working out, hell, he could have won it here and held it till Money in the Bank and lost it a couple months later. AJ didn't need a year-long title reign, or just over a year. He could have won it back and then held it and dropped it to Daniel Bryan. I hate to say it, but they pretty much killed Nakamura's push dead, and then wonder, well, why don't people take our superstar seriously, or why are the ratings falling? This is part of the reason. I mean, I know there are people that don't necessarily care for Nakamura, and I love Nakamura and AJ Styles in the ring. But this was just a bad decision. Nakamura should have won. Number 19, Punk versus Orton at Mania 27. Look, Orton was going to get a run with the world title anyway and face off against Christian. He did not need to beat CM Punk here. Punk could have beaten him. Orton could have beat him in Extreme Rules next month or something. And then beat him on SmackDown, and then beat, Christian soon after or something like that. It just, CM Punk not getting a victory here. I get it. He won at 24 and 25 when he won Money in the Bank back-to-back. But this was just, it was stupid. It was just stupid to me. Made Punk look weak. It just wasn't a good idea. And it was one of the reasons I didn't like Mania 27. Though I'll get into another reason a little bit later on. Number 18, Styles versus Jericho at Mania 32. Was this to say, hey, Jericho, we're going to have you beat AJ Styles, who just came into the company? We're going to have him lose to you because you lost to Fandango, a few years before Mania 29 in one of the worst WrestleMania matches, probably of at least the last 10 to 15 years. Not that both guys didn't try, it just wasn't a very good match. This was a really, really good wrestling match. I admit that right now. And yes, it worked out in the end for Styles. He beat, he won a 4-way match on Raw the next night and then faced Roman Reigns in a couple of straight pay-per-view matches. And then would become WWE champion later after beating John Cena. And then beating Dean Ambrose for the title. So it ended up working out, but it just, for his first WrestleMania match, you should have given him a win, because we knew that Jericho wasn't going to be around that long. Sure, he had the rivalry, or the partnership, and then rivalry with Kevin Owens, and then, had a WrestleMania match at 33, which actually wasn't that bad of a match. But still, this should have been AJ Styles' moment. AJ Styles has arrived. He's going to get the victory, and he didn't. And it just made no sense. It was another reason why 32 was regarded as one of the lesser WrestleManias, maybe ever. That and the fact that it went on for about 18,000 hours, which 35 may go on a bit longer. Hooray! Now, to number 17, Brock versus Reigns at Mania 34. I remember laughing during the review, that myself and the Durbinator did because I remember so many Reigns fans were like, oh, this kind of stuff, and got nothing but respect for the man, Joanna Wai. I've said my piece on the wrestler, the wrestling character, that is. But at this time, yes, I didn't want Reigns to win. I wanted somebody else to get the victory, but I just wanted the title off of Brock, and they really should have just gone the route of having Reigns win. Because tell me that Reigns winning wouldn't have made more sense. It would have. It wasn't, you didn't need a shock ending to this Mania that already went on way too goddamn long. It just should have ended with Reigns holding the title. Even if he only held it till SummerSlam and dropped it to somebody, dropped it to Braun or something like that. They could have gone a bunch of different routes, and they did not do that. They did not do the thing. Brock won, and everybody pretty much was muted because they were just like, well, what the fuck is this? I mean, the crowd didn't give the goddamn match a chance anyway, but in retrospect, they should have just had Reigns win the title here. But now we go to number 16, Cody versus Big Show at Mania 28. I have nothing but respect for Cody, even though I know he's divisive among people. I got nothing against Big Show. This was stupid. Absolutely fucking stupid to have Big Show win the Intercontinental title here. He held it for a goddamn month and dropped it right back to Cody. Just let Cody win here. Win by DQ, or not win by DQ, but lose by DQ. Big Show could have laid him out and everything. They could have had a match at Extreme Rules. You could have had that humiliation, that kind of stuff. And Big Show could have laid out Cody afterwards. Because Big Show, the whole thing, Big Show didn't have a Mania moment, hadn't had a Mania moment or whatever. That's because Big Show wasn't that good. He was a big giant and everything and did a whole lot of stuff, decently. And has gotten himself in phenomenal shape. But that's because, look, from 15 to he wasn't there for Mania 23 because he left the company for about a year. But still, why did he need to win the Intercontinental title? There wasn't any reason. It just devalued the title when Cody was actually doing his best to get the title back into prominence. They actually had something going with him. They should have had him beat Honky Tonk Man's record. He would have had to have held it till Survivor Series or TLC of that year. But still, it would have been better. Yeah, you would have, had to not have Christian win the Intercontinental title. But still, I just hate it because I just want Cody to hold the title longer. I want somebody to beat Honky Tonk Man. I wanted somebody to beat Honky Tonk Man for the longest Intercontinental title reign ever. Because Lord knows Honky Tonk Man never fucking deserved it. And doesn't deserve to go in the Hall of Fame. But he's going in anyway. What I say as a fan is not going to matter. But then we go number 15. Brock versus Taker at Mania 30. I know why they did it. Brock won here. And then Reigns beat Taker a few years later. And then they had those two guys that beat Taker WrestleMania face off at the following WrestleMania, Mania 34, what I talked about a bit before. I just didn't want the streak. Brock didn't need to end the streak. I'm still going to go with it. Yes, it was a shocking moment. One of the biggest shocking moments of all time in WWE. Especially at Mania. It was insane just how friggin' shocked the crowd was. I was shocked. I said Brock Lesnar broke Twitter. I remember tweeting that out. It was insane. Absolutely insane watching, just watching the streak be broken. I get why they did it. I just still would have rather had the streak stay intact. Because it took away Taker's aura. At that point, the streak was him. He was the streak. And, Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Old Ace Ventura reference. But this shouldn't have been Brock beating the streak. But I get why they did. I just still didn't like it. But, of course, can't change it. And it did give us the Undertaker streak guy. I don't remember his name, but, he's pretty funny on Twitter. Or at least he was. I mean, I've only seen a few tweets from him. But anyway, we then get to number 14, Triple H versus Brock. You're going to see a lot of Triple H on the countdown from here on. And I got my reasons. But Triple H versus Brock at Mania 29. Take off the stipulation of Triple H having to retire if he loses to Brock. Because right there, you made it clear that Triple H is going to get the win. He lost to SummerSlam 2012. He didn't need to beat Brock here. Brock's first WrestleMania back since Mania 20. He did not need to lose here. But he did. And it was stupid. Triple H didn't need to get the victory. I just never cared for it. I thought it was blah. I didn't think 29 was all that great. I thought 29 was better than 27. But yeah, this was really not that great. And while I am no fan of Brock Lesnar, there was no reason for him to lose here. None. He should have not lost here at all. It was a complete ego play by Triple H. It was not a good story. It was not an interesting story. The match wasn't bad, but Brock should have won. And then we go to number 13, Triple H versus Sheamus at Mania 26. Sheamus wins the title at TLC 2009. Holds it till Elimination Chamber 2000. Wait. I think they did change it to Elimination Chamber in 2010. And then, and said No Way Out. And then lost to Triple H at Mania 26. Now, yes, he laid Triple H out afterwards, or around Extreme Rules, and then beat him up and everything, and knocked him out of the ring for about 10 months, and would win the WWE title a little bit later. But still, this was your chance to give a new superstar, somebody you'd only had for a few years, and especially on the main roster, had only been there for a little bit, a chance to be chance to beat, the Cerebral Assassin and beat him and everything, and it was just dumb. It was really fucking dumb. I can't fucking believe that they went this route. I mean, I can, because Triple H, likes to stroke his own ego. Good luck getting that image out of your head. This was dumb, though. I'm no huge fan of Sheamus, but, but I certainly respect the guy. He's had a long career. I just think this win could have helped him. I mean, yeah, in retrospect, he's had a fine career since, but it was just another baffling decision where it's like, okay, why? Why didn't Triple H win? Or why did Triple H win? Why? Because he was obviously well established anyway. He'd won at the previous Mania. But let's go to Sheamus again, because it's Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan at Mania 28 at the number 12 spot. And look, I get why they did it. They wanted Daniel Bryan to have his comeuppance for being cocky and egotistical and getting overconfident and bro kick. It killed Sheamus' babyface run dead. Absolutely goddamn dead. That world title run was done before it started. Or before it really got started. It wasn't good. The 18 seconds thing was bad. It created a shocking moment, but Bryan and Sheamus were capable of having better matches. They had a better match at Extreme Rules. Have Bryan lose to Sheamus. Have Bryan lose to Sheamus at Extreme Rules. Have him find a way to get out with the win here. And then Sheamus gets a victory at Extreme Rules. That's what they should have done. And then Bryan could have aired his program with Punk in the summer of 2012. That would have been fun. But still, hey, it was what it was. I just didn't like it. Number 11, Jericho versus Shawn at Mania 19. I get why Shawn won. I get it. Old veteran, beating the young, cocky up-and-comer. I get why. I still wish that they would have gone the route of having, just Jericho get the victory. I think he needed it more. I don't think Shawn Michaels necessarily needed the victory here. I just don't think he did. I don't know. I just don't think that I don't think it would have hurt Shawn's career to lose here, in retrospect. But again, I get why they did. This one didn't piss me off so much. They did have a better feud in 2008, but still. Now let's get on to where now I'm really going to start to get angry. Because we got number 10, Jerry Lawler versus Michael Cole at Mania 27. Michael Cole is undefeated at WrestleMania. Michael Cole has a better winning percentage than The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Now, yeah, he only had one match. But this match went on about 20 years for, about the 15-minute run of it. Jerry Lawler, who I am no fan of and have never seen the appeal of, but that's fine if other people like him, had been with the company since late 92 into 93 and everything. So pretty much from WrestleMania 9 till now. And it makes appearances here and there. He had not had a WrestleMania match to this point. And that had been 18 years. I'm not saying the Lawler necessarily deserves stuff, but it's really, you threw out a whole bunch of bullshit and you couldn't find something in the late 90s to put Lawler on the card? I know he made appearances for Memphis and this kind of stuff still, but it was dumb. It was dumb to have this match, and dumb to have Jerry Lawler, who should have won here in his sole WrestleMania match, but no, they had Michael Cole do it, where it's you're telling me that they couldn't have just gone with, beating us over the head with heel Michael Cole, the idiot that he is, and I'm sure that Michael Cole's a nice guy outside of being one of the worst commentators that WWE has ever had, and yes, he's really fucking bad. I'm sorry, Michael Cole is fucking rotten. His commentary could kill the sex drive of a nymphomaniac. I would put that on a shirt, but that's not very appropriate. He's really fucking bad. People can say he's overproduced, but whatever. The whole point is Lawler winning would have been great, only because, yes, it would have justified all the bullshit that Michael Cole said. You had the anonymous Raw general manager, which by that point was already freaking ridiculous. I did like Edge's comment one time, I think it was in 2010. Why am I arguing with the computer? Or talking to a computer. I think arguing with the computer. But that line was great. Steve Austin was even the special guest referee. You had Jack Swagger right there. Why didn't you have Jerry Lawler versus Jack Swagger? They already didn't take Jack Swagger seriously. Have Lawler beat Jack Swagger. Yeah, okay, you might have argued that, okay, it's an old guy beating a younger guy, but they didn't care about Swagger anyways. I mean, what the fuck was it going to matter? But then, because then he could have tried to get his hands on Michael Cole or stuff like that, and Cole could have gotten his heat back by Swagger tackling him afterwards and that kind of stuff. But at least Lawler would have gotten the victory. I don't know. This is another reason why I hated Mania 27. Mania 27 was really fucking rotten. Like, it was like an extended episode of Raw. Number 9, Charlotte versus Asuka, Mania 34. Look, I get why Charlotte won. I get it. It's fine. I still wish that Asuka would have won. Because from this moment where she lost till about TLC, she was used horribly. I'm talking from Mania, from just after Mania till TLC, so almost about 8 months. And you can't argue that she wasn't used really horribly. Like, this is what I would have done. This is a brief little tangent. Asuka wins the title. Yeah. Asuka and Charlotte have a rematch on the following SmackDown. Both are tired, but both are still having a good match. Carmella comes out and cashes in, pins Charlotte. Okay. Carmella's the champion. Rematch of Backlash. Carmella pin Charlotte again. Because Charlotte was going to do stuff anyway. Asuka loses it. And then you bring Kana out and that kind of stuff. And you bring the clown makeup. Or she loses at Money in the Bank. And then brings out the clown makeup and snaps on Carmella. Because let's be honest, Carmella didn't need the title that long. Carmella never deserved to be champion anyway. But if you were going to go with that, at least go like this. And then they could have done that, but they didn't do that. They had Charlotte, and the Charlotte-Asuka match was a great match. It really was. It was one of the best matches on the show, easily. Probably top 2, I would say. I would say this was right under the mixed tag match that they had with Angle, Rousey, Triple H, and Stephanie. And, well, yeah, no, this is top 2. I would put this just above the triple threat for the IC title. The whole point is, these women tore the house down. I just would have liked to have seen Asuka win. Now, I get the story that they were telling. I get why Asuka lost. But I still didn't like it. I think the way I just said it would have been better. Tell me that wouldn't have been at least a little bit better. Would have created a better moment. But anyway, and then you could have had it where Carmella could have been the one to give Asuka her first clean loss on the main roster. But then we go to number 8, Bray versus Orton in Mania 33. All the spoopy imagery and everything on the mat. And Bray was WWE Champion heading into this. Many people forget that. I forget that. And I love Bray Wyatt. I don't think Bray Wyatt's ever going to return to WWE TV at this rate. Watch him return on the Raw after, I've recorded this. The whole point is, I don't get what the fuck they've done with him. But they haven't done anything with him. I just don't get why Bray couldn't have won here. I mean, yeah, Orton went on to win the champion. He won the championship and then went on to face Jinder Mahal, and it was terrible. It was fucking terrible. Goddamn terrible. Jinder, worst WWE champion of all time. I don't fucking care if people want to argue with me. You can argue in the comments if you want, but Jinder, it's not even that he didn't try. He just wasn't very good. But back to this match. The match drug on forever. Bray managed it. Should have managed the victory. He should have just won somehow. Whatever. Because Orton was apparently supposed to be the babyface, even though Bray was very sympathetic here. It was just so bad. I'm sorry. It was just so fucking bad. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. Bray deserves so much goddamn better than this. Number 7, Cena versus Rusev at Mania 31. Rusev entered the arena on a tank, stadium on a tank, and then proceeded to lose to Cena here, and then lost to Cena at 2 subsequent pay-per-views after this. Now, yes, we got Cena's U.S. Open Challenge and stuff like that, but tell me Rusev winning here wouldn't have been good, because then he would have beat Cena 2 straight pay-per-views, Then he could have lost to him on a Raw or something like that, lost to him at the next pay-per-view, lost afterwards, and then you could have done the whole bullshit angle with Rusev losing Lana and that kind of stuff and doing that whole stupid love angle and everything, because Vince apparently hates the idea of guys that shouldn't have, beautiful women as wives having that. I don't get it, but whatever. Cena should have lost here, but whatever. It's not the worst thing that they had Cena do as far as killing the momentum of somebody. And I'm talking using Cena to do that. Yeah, it's not as bad as Nexus being killed, but still. We get to number 6. The Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal at Mania 25. Renowned fucking idiot Santino, who has said a ton of shit about women's wrestling and intergender wrestling and stuff like that. And check out Pro Wrestling Sheet and a few other sites. But I know I saw Pro Wrestling Sheet talk about it. But yeah, Santino, who's most famous for putting a fucking sock on his hand and everything, who had no business being in wrestling. I don't care how skilled the guy was. I'm sorry, I don't fucking care. He was more skilled than Enzo, I will say that much. But he's about as stupid as Enzo. This is the main reason why I'm putting this on here. One, Santino's a goddamn idiot. But two, Santino talking about women's wrestling and stuff like that, and intergender wrestling and all that, and whatever, and being transphobic and stuff like that. You'll see what you read his quotes. You'll see what I mean. Because I'm not going to try to recite them word for word here. But because I read them, and it's like it's just better for people to read them. But so for somebody talking about that kind of stuff, the most famous thing he ever did was win a battle royal dressed in drag. Now there's nothing wrong with that, by the way, if people want to dress in drag. I'm not saying that. You guys do you. I'm not gonna fault you one bit. But Santino's saying that kind of stuff. And so looking back on this match, most famous match he was in, a match where a woman should have won. I don't care, except for Sunny or Sable. Sable wasn't in this, but now Sunny Wayne it. Somebody should have won this. Somebody. I don't care who did. I don't think Candice Michelle was in here because I think she was injured. They should have Mae Young. Mae Young I think was there at ringside. Have Mae Young run in there, maybe walk in there and win the thing. Something. Like this was so fucking stupid. Mania 25. This was a big black eye and a big slap in the face to all the women that worked hard, past, present, and even future. WWE wondered, why won't they take women's wrestling seriously? They treat it like the bathroom break. Because you've had a fucking guy in drag. Again, nothing wrong with that. But this fucking idiot, Santino, the fucking moron that he is, win while dressed like a woman. You had a guy win a women's match. It's just fucking stupid. No wonder they didn't take women's wrestling seriously for a while. And why, no matter how hard a lot of the women wrestled, they couldn't be taken seriously except by some hardcore fans. Because WWE was saying the women don't matter. And to be fair, they're doing a lot of throwaway matches still on Raw and SmackDown. So, hate to say it, but things have changed a little bit, but not much. Yeah, the Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal was shit, and Santino, fuck you, and you never deserved being in wrestling. Not that you're ever going to watch this, you goddamn idiot. Take your opinions and shove them up your ass. Cornette should have slapped you so goddamn hard that you went through the goddamn wall. Cornette was absolutely right about Santino. God, fucking idiot. Anyway, I'm going to get to something that's going to make me much, much less angry. Randy Savage versus Hulk Hogan at Mania 5. Randy should have won. I've covered this ad nauseum. Randy should have won. Randy should have found a way to win by DQ or something like that and hold the title till SummerSlam, and then Savage could have lost it. Hogan did not need another year-long title reign, but Hogan had to stroke his own ego and be in Randy's spotlight. Because Hogan just has such a fragile, stupid little ego and such a fragile, stupid, racist little man. And I don't feel any sympathy for the fucker. Maybe he should stop trying to fuck other, his friends' wives on camera and saying racist shit. Oh, but it's okay. He was in a dark place at that point because he should be forgiven. Yes, he should have been forgiven if he actually felt bad for what he said, not for the fact that he got caught. And speaking to somebody that used to be racist, you have to go through a whole lot of shit and go through a whole lot of change in Hogan. And go through that. He's sorry he got caught. He's not sorry for what he said. Did he apologize to a lot of people? I don't think he did. But who knows? Let's get to number 4. Bret versus Yokozuna at Mania 9. Yeah, and you're going to also throw Hogan and Yokozuna here because Brett and Yokozuna, have Brett win, have Yoko win, but have either one of them close as champion. I don't care. Yoko could have won. I would have been fine with that. Yoko could have then had like a nearly year-long title reign, but nope. Yoko won, and then lost to Hogan, because Hogan had to stroke his own goddamn ego. Number 3, Cena versus Bray at Mania 30. This one pissed me the fuck off. This was stupid. I don't know if it was Cena that called this. I don't know if it was Vince that called this, but whoever the fuck called this killed Bray. Right here. And you can't say that it didn't. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't agree with you. Because if Bray had gotten this victory here, one, I still always say they should have flipped it. They should have Brock versus Cena, Bray versus Taker. Bray should have been the one to end the streak. Be the new Phenom, that kind of stuff. But Bray facing Cena, if Bray had won here, even with shenanigans, even with that kind of stuff, even if he had just won and then lost the next 2 pay-per-views to him, at least he would have won at Mania. And they didn't do that. And then Bray's character was so hard to take seriously, where even though I think he entered a feud with Reigns, that didn't work. No. Yeah, he entered a feud with a lot of people. It just... They killed Bray's character immediately. Like, not even a year onto the main roster. And people were like, oh, well, you know, losses happen, this kind of stuff. And wins and losses do matter, despite what that idiot Road Dogg thinks. Yeah, I'm a little angry during this video, can you tell? Bray needed to win here, and the fact that he didn't just highlighted how... Now, Mania 30 was a landmark show with a lot of good shit. Yeah, there was a couple bad shits and everything. This was one of the bad ones. This was very bad. Bray should have won. Number 2, Triple H versus Sting, Mania 31. I want to believe when Sting says that he chose to lose because it was going to be his only match. Okay. I want to believe that. I don't believe that, though. I believe that... Am I saying the Sting's, not telling the truth or whatever? Sting could just be saying whatever, just, to work everybody. Or maybe it's what he believes. That's fine. To me, Sting should have won. They shouldn't have made about WCW versus, WWE, DX, and NWO, which X-Pac must have been really confused there, considering he was a member of both groups, as 6 in the NWO, and then, X-Pac and DX. But boy, let me tell you, this should have been one of the biggest, iconic matches, even if it wasn't from an in-ring standpoint. Sting's Mania debut, and they fucked it all up because they had racist grandpa out there, Hogan. They had Nash, who did not tear a quad. They had Scott Hall. Whatever, it was what it was. And then they had Road Dogg. I wonder if that spot married to Road Dogg. Road Dogg's an idiot. Why the fuck's he on creative? He can't even do his goddamn job correctly. I don't care how much better SmackDown is than Raw. The women deserve better. Road Dogg doesn't think so. Moving on. Bad match. Should have been so much better than it was. Great entrances, especially for Sting. It was that was cool. If Sting had won, this would not even be on here. And I know it sounds petty, and it is. And now, Triple H versus Booker T at Mania 19 is number 1. What the fuck else could it have been? Someone like you will never be champion. Throws money at Booker T, fetch him a towel. People like you are here to make people like me laugh. Oh, but it was a WCW, angle. It was about WCW guys. Sure it was, Triple H. Did Michael Hayes tell you to say that? Did Vince tell you to say that? Because we know Hayes is. And I'm pretty sure Vince probably is kind of racist. He's got to be. At least a little bit. Booker T winning here was the only recourse. And they went with the absolute worst thing possible. Triple H hitting a pedigree and taking about the length of a pull-out session, at least, an average pull-out session, to cover. 1, 2, 3. And got just a couple fingers on him and covered him. And Booker T, apparently one of the toughest WCW wrestlers that they had, and one of the brightest WCW stars that they had, couldn't kick out. But the racist storyline of it is why I'm putting this on here. Because, yeah, I'm going to say it right there. And That's another reason why I can't stand Bruce Pritchard, because he defended this. It wasn't a racist storyline. Bruce, you're a goddamn stupid hillbilly, you dumb fuck, and I really, really hope, really hope that all that sucking up catches up to you one day. Not that he'll ever watch this. Anyway, yeah, this has been a bit of an angry video, so leave in the comments what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I will see you all soon.